Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. Let's talk about Seint makeup. Cream-based, 3D foundation, everything fits in one place. I'm going to talk today, though, about my top 3 brushes. So when you decide that you want to try this really amazing makeup, you're going to message me. You're going to click you're going to go in the description, you're going to click the link, and you're going to fill out my form. That's what you're going to do. You're going to send me a picture. The trick to the perfect color match picture is indirect sunlight. You're going to find a window, a good window. You're going to look at it and you're going to hold up your phone and take a picture. A couple steps back, that's all I need. And I'll send you a list of recommendations. The first 4 colors are always the very basic setup. And then I'm going to recommend brushes as well. So let's get started. The first brush, my top recommendation brush, is the blush and bronzer brush. And that's because who doesn't get bronzer? Really, who doesn't want some bronzer in your palette? You get this brush because it comes in a collection with bronzer and it saves you $10. So if you're going to be getting bronzer, just pay a couple dollars more and get it with this brush. I like this brush because you can apply your whole face with this end. And then on this end, this is the magic end right here. This is your magic wand. This is the end that's going to blend everything together seamlessly, but it's also, if you ever apply too much makeup, you're just going to go over and it's going to pick up excess product without removing a bunch of makeup and without compromising your beautiful finish. So this is the first brush. If you decide you want a second brush, detail brush, this is the other brush that I recommend. These two together are where I started, and it's why I recommend it, because it worked for me, so I figure it could work for you. So the detail brush is exactly what it sounds like. This end right here is squared, it's long, and it's perfect for getting into the details of contouring. When you just want a straight line, when you just need a little area and a big area, this is your brush. But then it has this end. This is a great small pointy end that's really good for getting into the little areas, for correcting, for under eye application. These 2 brushes together are my top 2 brushes. But there's a third brush that's my go-to. If I go anywhere, I don't leave home without these 3 brushes. So this is the blend brush. It's a light application brush. So the denser the brush, the more product you're going to pick up. This is a great brush for if you have color correcting, blush, under eyes. This is the best brush for that. This is a great addition to your collection brush. If you like a light application, you can use this for your whole face. You can use any of these brushes for your whole face. You can. One brush can do it all. It doesn't matter what brush it is. They all have the ability to do an entire face on their own. But together, these are my top 3. I use them every day. Every day. So let's get started. I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to use the best transitional color to go from summer to fall. We're coming up on August. It's towards the end of the summer. So it's time to think about that transition, but still hanging in tough to summer. So I'm going to be using the color Sandstone. It's just this nice warm color for fall, but it still has this bright warmth that keeps summer on your face. Okay, let's get her started. So I'm going to start with my blush and bronzer brush because I'm going to apply my main highlight. This is a great, you're trying out the makeup, you're not sure where everything goes. I'm going to show you. You have your main highlight, your brightening highlight, and your contour. These are your main colors that go on your face, that structure everything, give you the coverage. It's all foundational coverage. So I'm going to go in with the short end of my blush and bronzer, and I'm going to go into my main highlight. And this is the color that's the truest tone to my skin. And I am going to apply this. You'll see the hollow of my cheekbone. I'm going just below that into my jawline. And this is just going to balance out my coverage. This is going to cover any of my acne scarring, discoloration, and give me an even skin tone. I'm doing this almost like a beard. You know how the beard will come up on men? That's what I'm doing. I don't need to apply anything under my cheekbone or on my cheekbone because my contour and my blush are my coverage. So I'm just taking that main highlight and I'm hanging it down low. We're low, and then I'm also moving it into the crease of my nose and my smile line and then down my chin. And it just creates what looked like this, looks like this. Really easy, very light. You want to tap this in to your makeup. You don't want clumping of your bristles. Again, low part of your face under that cheekbone, bringing it up over my discoloration. I bring it up because I have discoloration. If you don't have discoloration like I do, you don't need to bring it up this high. Everyone's face is different. You do what works for you. Once you find how you like the makeup, you've found your way. There is no wrong way to apply this. There's a bazillion different ways to apply this, and none are wrong. That's it. That's all I need for my main highlight. When you buy these tins, they look like there's a little bit in there. They'll last just as long as your traditional makeup because you use so little and you don't need to cover your whole face turning it one color. All right, the next color down is Versailles. This is my brightening. Your brightening is a couple shades lighter than your actual skin tone. And I'm gonna pop this right in between my brows, and I'm just gonna push this up. I don't apply my main highlight here because once my contour meets this brightening, they're gonna come together, give balance, give dimension, and give coverage, and I'm not gonna need another color. There's no need to use more product than is necessary. All right, I'm gonna take that brightening, I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna go right here. I'm just adding coverage and reflective light to my face. This is gonna help with contouring my nose. This is gonna help accentuate my Cupid's bow. And this right here is giving me that reflective light, that balance, that dimension that our face naturally has. I'm gonna take it to the fluffy end, just tapping it across. I like the tapping method. It's really great for mature skin. It just gets it into your skin, and that's it. I'm not gonna do my under eyes until the end, okay? So let's get into contour. I've added my brightening, I've added my mane. I'm gonna go into my detail brush on the big end, and I'm going into the scary color of indigo. Every time I recommend this, everybody questions me. Indigo is a very dark shade, but it's so beautiful. I'm just gonna put it on either side of my face because I have a rounder face. And so this is just going to structure it and not shrink it more. So I just go on the sides and I just use these little circular motions. But do you see how dark that is? Watch it how easy. You can over apply this and just easily blend it down. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on this. The warmth of your skin and the light touch of the bristles and the fact that they're creams make this a really smooth and easily blendable color. Once I've blended the sides, I just bridge them together, and that's it. I'm gonna take that lightness and I'm just pulling it in using the lightest touch. I'm talking tips of the bristles touch, and that's all you need for your contour. My forehead is finished. My forehead's finished. That's how easy this is. Now you can apply your nose. We're gonna move on to the nose. I'm gonna go onto the edge. I'm just gonna tap onto the edge. Not a lot. I mean, you could see I was just barely tapping on. And I am gonna go to the top side of my nose, and I'm just gonna draw a line. That's it. Now I have a little bit of a bump on my nose, so I tap it so that I don't accentuate my bump. But I'm just gonna tap this on the sides, on the top, and then I bring it down, push it into my brows. Same over here, tapping it in, pushing it to my brows. And if you need to add more, tap in, add the more you need, squaring off the tip, just like that. It's so easy to contour your nose. I have a bump, and so I work a little harder on my nose than the rest of my face. Just like that, and I've contoured my nose. That's it. Look at how easy that was. All right, we're gonna go on to our cheekbone. So I have my natural shadowing to my cheekbone. Now I can follow all my shadowing. I could also change the structure of my cheek. I don't follow the shadowing that's naturally there. I push onto that edge, no clumping, and I'm going to go above that shadow, and I'm just gonna tap this onto my cheekbone up at the back. That's it. And I use a curve just to give my cheeks some structure, because as I mature, I'm 41, I've lost volume in my cheeks. And so I'm just gonna tap this up onto that cheekbone, and I create a curve, and this is going to give me an apple. This is going to give me some buoyance in my cheek. I hold at the middle of the brush, I hold it at an angle, and I tap, and I tap. And I'm going to underblend this. The key is underblending, and that's why I like these. Start light. Build up the bravery to really go in deep with that contour. I'm gonna tap it onto the flat end, just like that. I'm gonna go in front of my earlobe, and then I'm gonna pull it down. And here I'm just structuring the back of my jaw, creating a shadow, and then I'm gonna pull down. Go in front of that earlobe and down, and this just creates the shadow, creates structure, hides the chins or my jowls, and that's it. But you can see that the contour is quite bold. That's not the end product. We're not done. Anytime you're feeling a little nervous about the way your makeup looks, just say to yourself, trust the process. I'm just trying to get into my hairline up here. Just like that. Okay. This hair, I tell you, one day it's gonna grow. One day. I mean, I've been hanging around here for a while and it's still the same, like it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, or I'll just keep plugging in fake hair. Okay, let's get into the blush and bronzer brush again. We're gonna get into the bronzer. I go in with Bella Bronzer. It's my favorite blush or bronzer. I'm gonna tap in. It's very creamy, so just be very careful, but you can see where it is, but it's not clumping my bristles together. I'm going to see that contour and I'm going to come above it right here, and I'm going to apply it to the high point of my cheek, and then I'm going to make a big C, and I'm going to add warmth to my forehead, but I'm also going to add warmth. This is that sun-kissed look. This is the only place I really apply my bronzer, except I'll put some on my neck sometimes because my neck is always lighter than my face. Okay, above that contour, and as I'm adding this bronzer and I'm blending it in, it's also blending my contour, which is why I underblend it. Because as I'm blending this in, it's blending it down. And if I blended it where I wanted it, I would blend it away and you wouldn't even see it. And we don't want that. If you ever feel like I'm not seeing my contour, I'm not seeing my blush, I'm not seeing my bronzer, you may have over blended it. Just taking this fluffy end and really lightly just giving everything a good blending. That's it. Okay. Blush. Remember, we're transitioning to fall, y'all. So I'm grabbing Sandstone. I'm gonna go in with my blend brush. It's a pigmented creamy color. We're gonna put it on the ends right there, and I'm gonna smile. And I always start at the top and then I bring it down. And it's just this really yummy pinky orange tone that gets you into summer still, but it also is getting you into all the feels of fall. The feels of fall. Sandstone is the feels of fall. Getting up here at the top of that cheekbone, smiling, and then I bring it down to my apples, because when my face is resting, I don't have those bubbly apples, so I don't apply it directly there. I blend it down. There we go. Now I tend to pull up pretty high on my blush, which is why I do my under eyes last. So on the small end of my blend brush, this is a good addition to the collection brush. You could easily use the small end for your under eyes. You could easily use this end and this end for your blush. I like the light application that this brush gives. All right, we're gonna go in on the short end into Versailles. We're gonna tap it on, no clumping. Okay, let's talk about under eyes, because this is the biggest conversation I have with people. Texture is texture. It's always there. I've got lines on my forehead all over the place. I have fine lines around my eyes. I have bags. I can't get rid of them. Makeup does not remove texture, but makeup can accentuate it. So what I like to do is camouflage it. So when you're using a highly pigmented makeup like Seint, less is more. So I'm going to take that light color and I'm going to see where that trough is. I'm going to apply below the trough, and then I'm going to bring it up into this corner here, and I use a very light tapping method, just like that. And it camouflages the color. It's also going to give me a very youthful look. I'm going to grab a little more and I'm going to come right out here and I'm going to bring up. This is going to give my eyes some lift, and then I'm going to tap on my orbital bone. That's a nice hard surface where there's not a lot of texture. And so when you're working with a soft tissue like your under eye between the orbital and the eyeball, it's soft. There's nothing holding it up, so you can easily crepe it, accentuate fine lines, puffiness. And so you want to use a light touch, a tapping method, and you're set. Flip it to that fluffy end and just give it a last little blend right there, and that's it. Just look at the difference of how younger my under eye looks. Is there still bags? Is there still going to be fine lines? Yes, you're human. It's okay. Everybody walks out the door with the texture, and makeup will always look like makeup. Make sure it looks good. All right, gonna go in on that small end again. We're gonna tap into Versailles, starting under that trough again, and we're bringing it up and into that corner right there. If you have mature under eyes and you like having that bright inner corner, but shimmers can accentuate the texture under your eyes, just use your brightening. Don't use a shimmer. I'm gonna come right up here, giving lift. I'm pushing on that orbital bone, Then I'm going to mix this all together and just tap it, tap it, tap it. I'm not doing a hard tap. These are creams and they're easily blending with each other. Cream blends well with cream, powder blends well with powder, and you don't have to work as hard as you do with traditional makeup. I make this look easy because it is easy. It is different. I mean, you're used to having to work pretty hard to turn your face one color from foundation, setting it, concealing it, setting it again, and then being able to go in and put the life back in there. All these colors give you foundational coverage. They give you life. They live with your skin. It's that easy. All right, let's do our lips. I'm going to go in with the detail brush. I'm going to go in on the small end because it is a touch pointier than the blend brush, and I just want to flatten this out. I'm going to go into Suede. This is a lip liner, but I like to use it also to contour around my mouth. So I'm going to put it on the edge there, and I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to kind of create a soul patch, and then I'm going to bring it up on the sides. Go in again, and I'm going to outer line my upper lip. Outer line, and all I'm doing here is creating a shadow. Blending it out. I'm kind of pushing on my lip because I don't want to push that contour out. I want to keep it in, so I push on my lip and I just get that lip line. Same thing down here, just going to feather this out with a light touch, and that's it. I'm going to go into that brightening, and I'm just going to structure the outer corners of my lip, and then I'm going to tap it out. This is going to create a pout. It's also going to give a contrast so that when you put your lipstick on, your lips are going to look fuller. The shadow gives them the curl, but adding this touch right here is going to give that contrast to make a pout. And it's also going to accentuate whatever color you put on, whether it's a neutral color, a bright color. And then you want to make sure you blend it out so it doesn't look like you just ate a donut. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to line our lips. And I'm actually going to line mine. What colors do I have here? Ooh. Okay, I'm going to line with Bella Bronzer. It's a really pretty lip liner. And I'm going to go in with the multitasker brush. And I'm just going to grab this pointy end. I'm going to go into Bella Bronzer. And I'm going to line the very edge of my lips. I don't like to outer line my lips. It's a personal preference. Do you? I just hug the edge without jumping off the lip. Going in with Bella, getting that lower lip. And then we're going to go in with Ibiza. Ibiza is a limited edition semi-gloss lip color. If you don't have it, you want it. It's such a beautiful lip color. And I'm just going to apply it with my finger, but it's just this really nice, you could see the sheen. Look at that. It's like it has the texture of a tough lipstick. And I'm just going to go into the middle here, and it's just this neutral pink, but when you mix it with Bella Bronzer, it's so, so good. There we go. Look at that. It's just this really nice, yummy, warm pink, but mixed with Bella makes it so much better. Look at that. That's good. All right, I have oily skin. Depending on your skin, if you ever have dry skin, you're having a hard time blending, spray your brush with Seint setting spray and it will blend. You can spray your face and then the brush. You can't go wrong. It's really easy. I have oily skin, so mine blends pretty good. But I'm going to use Thank Me Later. You can get this off of Amazon for $15.99. It's really great for absorbing your oils and setting your makeup. It doesn't have an odor. It's not scented, and I like that. And that's it. I'm just going to let this dry. I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm going to just tap everything. And this is just going to give everything a final blend, marry it together really nicely. Look at that. That's a good finish. This makeup does not look like traditional makeup on. It lives with your skin. And if it ever moves, because it's makeup, not magic, just take your finger and reset anywhere where you see there's been movement. You don't need to add more product. You just need to reset it. And that's it. It has this beautiful, I don't even need a shimmer. We have shimmers. I don't even use them because my skin has a dewiness from this makeup that's so good. That's it. Message me. Let's get you started on the makeup and have a good day.